Hello there, World of Tankers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, World of Blitz, and in today's video I'll be playing in the T-28 HTC. This is one of the goofiest looking Tier 7s in the game, and what might really surprise you is this is actually one of the highest win rate Tier 7s in the game as well. Why, you might be asking? Well, it's actually pretty simple to explain. This is kind of like a 268 version 4 down at Tier 7. This vehicle's frontal hull is 203mm effective, and that means running enhanced armor makes it more like 210mm effective, and if you angle the vehicle properly, especially because of the way this tank has gun arc, you can actually make that frontal plate about 220, meaning that the majority of Tier 7s and even Tier 6s are going to struggle to pen you frontally. Pair that with the fact that you also have a pretty solid gun with 2,300 DPM, decent dispersion, and solid penetration. This starts to become quite a dangerous tank. So I actually really like the T-28 HTC. It's just a 268 version 4 down at Tier 7, and it's a really fun vehicle at that. I can't wait for it to get PBR graphics at some point because I really like the American style camo on it. This, alongside the T-34 Independence, is really one of the only vehicles that features a camo like this, which is really, really cool. So we're obviously going to get into some gameplay here, and we're going to see what the HTC is actually capable of doing. I can definitely say, though, I do like this tank more than the AT-15 or a lot of the other slower style heavies. First of all, it's not that slow. It goes around 30 kilometers per hour. And instead of featuring a 190 alpha style gun, this actually features a 300 alpha gun, which means that you can actually trade with other Tier 7s and outtrade Tier 6s. Alright, here we are. I loaded in a little bit later than I would like to, but we are still in the battle. Now, I don't know where I want to go. The enemy team is a lot of heavies, as we can see, 4 of them, but I also feel like going towards the medium side, especially when you spawn more towards it on Canal, is very, very important. We can see what I was talking about with the mobility on this vehicle. While it is not the fastest tank, it is definitely not slow. I actually like the fact that it can achieve almost 30 kilometers per hour with a decent power to weight. So we can already see the Sherman Firefly is sitting in base C, which means that, at least for this flank of the map, the majority of the enemy team is not going to be over here. We have the 40 TP in the open, and there you go. Nice 300 damage shell into his tank. Pretty good stuff. We've got our adrenaline on. We're going to see if we can get a shell to the AMX as well. There you go. 330 damage shot. Alright, well that's 2 chunks into the enemy. AMX bounces me. We get another shell out ourselves. We get a bounce from the enemy 40 TP. Yep, this is indeed the T-28 HTC and the armor profile that the vehicle has. Yep, there you go. Another bounce from the AMX. Yep, another bounce from the 40 TP. And I think you can start to understand why this vehicle may be considered overpowered, at least in the Tier 7 category. That is because nobody knows how to really pen it reliably. So we're just going to angle the vehicle, and we're going to see... Oh, yep, there you go. Another bounce from the AMX. Oh, this tank is so rat. It really is. Alright, well, we're going to move up. We're going to see if we can get some damage out. The Leo has already left his position. We've killed the Sherman Firefly, so there's no more mediums we need to worry about. So that means at this point, if I just head right into the aggressive flank over here, I don't really think there's actually much we're going to have to worry about. The only spot we've been penned so far appears to be kind of the upper plate with a weird wonky shell that hit us in a spot that really shouldn't have penned. So that's not even too much of a big deal for me to worry about. If we just angle the vehicle like this, we're hiding our little side boob, and there's nothing that this 40 TP can even do to me. So we get 1 pen into his tank. Yeah, you can start to see why I believe this vehicle is a little bit overpowered against Tier 6s. I mean, what are they supposed to do against me? Nothing. The answer is actually nothing. So we got the KV-2 on the side. There you go. 275 damaging shell into his vehicle. And we're going to roll over here very, very briefly. Never mind. I was going to say we're going to finish off the KV-2, but clearly he finished himself off. Oh. Couldn't even get the shell into the Leo before he died from the enemy KV, or our KV-2. This was a really, really dumb battle. So we got penned once. The entire game, we got 1 shell that went through our tank. And now you can understand why the T-28 HTC is a little bit of a stupid tank. Alright, well, maybe we can get a shell into the enemy Caro. Aiming, 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 aiming. There you go. 290 damage shell. Thank you. I don't think we're going to be able to get anything. Yeah, I was about to say. But hey, we did 3,000 damage. I mean, the DPM on this vehicle is solid. The armor is ridiculously overpowered against equal tiered and lower tiered opponents. And pair them together, and you have this. I mean, let's see. So 3,018 damage, 1,800 blocked. We got an ace, which is a little surprising, and 107,000 credits, and obviously top of the team. All right, let's do one more game. Also, if my nose does sound a little bit stuffy, it is. Whenever I wake up, my nose is really, really stuffy, and I just woke up today. So yeah, I'm gonna blow a little bit before we get into the next battle. All right, well, I lied. Blowing my nose did not solve the problem. It is still very, very stuffed, but not as much as we're going to stuff the enemy with our 100mm. What do we have up against us? We have an M41 Bulldog, an Agent, and an M4E8. Well, we have no support on the heavy flank. And as much as I want to go Rambo, well, actually, we do have an FE201, but they only have 2 heavies. So, I guess we'll help out the FE, judging that the M41 Bulldog has been spotted over at base B. Rather interesting play. The problem is our FE is also killing himself very quickly as well. Not great maneuvers from him. Alright, well, we're just going to move up over here. There you go, we got a Hellcat on the side. However, that shell did not really go where I wanted it to. We are getting bounces, though, which is obviously quite important. Ow. Well, the Bulldog does pen us once, so not that big of a deal. We're just going to back the tank up. Do get penned in the lower plate with a shell there. Really hoping that the Hellcat backs into the open and allows us to get a shell. But it looks like this Hellcat would rather just kind of die, so oh well. Yeah, this is not looking good, though, I'm going to be honest, because my teammate's about to die. And I'm going to have to get a shell out. There you go, 287. He's probably going to try and pen me in the lower plate, so I'm just going to wiggle it. He does have to load gold, and with that, the FE not only gets some big shells into the Skoda, but I'm also obviously going to be bleeding out the Skoda T45. With a damaged Amarak, I don't think he's doing all too well. We're just going to angle out our hull, and we're going to make it very awkward. There you go. He bounces the shot, and see ya. Alright, pretty good stuff so far. We've only bled about half of our health, which isn't too bad when you think about it. And now we focus on making our way more aggressive. Well, this is definitely going to be a loss, if you want my honest opinion. Our team is not doing very good. And base B, while it is a problem, I don't think there's much I can do about it, because at the same time, our Hellcat is going to be rushed. Oh, we got the silencer on our side, which is obviously a very, very scary tank, which I don't necessarily want to get absolutely shot by, so let's see what we can do here. Come on, silencer, jump off. Alright, well, we get one shell into his vehicle, and we're just gonna... Oh, you missed both of your shots. Well, that's rather unfortunate for you. We got 2. We ram him a little. We do have the Agent rolling off to our side as well. Obviously, that's a threat, but we got to finish off the silencer before we deal with anybody else. I got to smash the Agent into the wall here. Then we got to scrape him off like this. Keep turning, keep turning, keep turning, and bye. Beautiful. Okay, well, we get the clear onto him. We got the E10 right in front of us. We got the EZ8, and let's just get a shell into the E10. Nice, we got a bounce as well. Okay, pretty good stuff. Let's just reload again, and let's get another shell into the E10 for 330. Let's just pray that the Ram doesn't kill me. We actually probably could have killed that E10. However, I don't think we would have been able to get the EZ8 and the M41 Bulldog before the base capture went through. But once again, I mean, this tank did a great job. 3,000 damage dealt, 1,500 block, top on the team. It was not the T28 HTC's fault, even remotely, that we ended up losing this game, and it shows why this vehicle is so good. It is honestly an incredibly underrated Tier 7, and I can tell you for a fact that it is an absolute blast to play. I like it. It's got great penetration, as I said. 250 mils for Tier 7 is great. It's got stupid frontal armor. It's decently accurate. And it's just a fun vehicle in general. If you know how to drive it and you know how to angle it, this can be a beast. So, as always, if you enjoy this type of content and you'd like to see more like it, please consider smashing that subscribe button down below. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.